Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another interesting episode of the Truth of the Matter podcast. Today, we are going to be discussing business development. And I believe this is a topic for everyone because at some point or the other, you are going to need money. And the only way to make money is to have a thriving business, right? So you need to learn the strategies of good business, principles, personal principles you need to grow your business. What is in vogue? How do I align myself with modern technology that will help me boost my business? There is a lot you are going to learn today as usual. And you can trust me to bring you the best guests, right? My name is MrFab, and I have here with me my co-host.
Yeah, my name is Ogoke. I'm a co-host in this the Truth of the Matter podcast. And I promise it's going to be a blast today.
Our guest today is a very intelligent young man. Someone who has been building businesses for a very long time, whose idea has been rented over and over again, right? You can always trust us to dip hands into the deepest part of where wisdom lives to bring you someone who will do justice to a conversation like this, right? And today I bring to you Tony Wilson. Thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you very much.
We believe you're going to do justice to this conversation.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right. So I would like you to tell us a little about business development. When we hear business development, what should come to our mind? Is it going to be just sales? What is the difference between sales and business development, right?
Okay, to first answer your question, let me give you an illustration on a popular phenomenon which people overlook. Now, talk about building. When you want to build a house, the first approach you make, do you go to the site to go and check the number of blocks you would need or how much you would need to start building this your house? I'm sure no.
Of course.
When you want to build a house, the first thing you do is to meet an engineer, right? Who can now give you an estimate of what it would take you to build this house, give you the dangers of everything involved, right? And also guide you through the whole process of building the house. And this is the role that a business developer plays in your business. So the essence of a business developer is to help develop your business from the ideation level to profitability.
Wow.
Because mind you, even if your business is generating revenue and no profit, you're not in business. Yeah.
So what is the difference between profit and revenue? Because to a layman like me, they all sound almost the same.
Beautiful. When your business is generating, let's say you generate 500,000 to $1 million on a monthly base, you are generating revenue. Okay. Imagine a case where your expenditure exceeds 500 to 1 million. You do not make profit. If you generated 500,000 this month and you spent 500,000 this month, you didn't make profit.
Oh, that's revenue.
That is revenue.
Wow.
You only made revenue.
Yeah.
So revenue is not a profit is not determined when you have removed your expenditures from your revenue. What is left from you is your profit. Right. So and this is what many people do not understand because what do? They are like the clients that wants to build a house and they go into the site to start building the house themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than consulting an expert who has already been through this and has done several of this things you want to do, and he can guide you through every process, right? And make things stress-free for you. Right? But they go ahead, they go in and they go and do try and error, and that's one of the reasons you get to see many businesses do not last in this part of the country.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They will be busy making sales every day. Money is coming in, money is going out, but they didn't know that there is no profit in what they are doing.
Absolutely.
Let's say somebody that opens a provision store, every day you come, give me milk, give me milk, give me this one. He's selling, he's eating part of the money, selling, but there is no profit. So there should be emphasis on somebody trying to differentiate between money that is coming in as revenue and money that is being being made as profit.
Exactly.
But that's a nice one. Thank you.
Okay, are there times when it seems as if one is making profit, but when you calculate it technically, you now realize that one is not actually making profit? Are there situations like that?
When you can experience such situations is when you don't have your books. When I say books, I mean your record. You know, this is one of the reasons. This is one of these little things that a lot of businesses miss it out there, right? And that is why when the business come crashing down, it will be like it's their village people that made their business crash or something like that. Whereas you actually had no records to track whatever processes that you are doing. So you're just saying, especially for people that are running on daily transaction, like you make daily sales in your businesses. right? So when money is entering your hand, like on a daily basis, like your money is entering your hands, to you, you're like, you're making progress, right? But you forget the fact of where you carry your money at the end of the day. You carry a bulk of your money to go and spend on this, to go and spend on that, and all that stuff, all those frivolities that we create for ourselves, right? And at the end of the month, most of us, we are opportune that our banks give us our bank statement, and we are like, how did we spend all this money? At the end of the month, after running the whole business, you cannot boast of 50,000 or 100,000 at the end of the month. But on a daily basis, you know you make money, right? Another thing, you now used to give yourself the excuse that you are making expenses, you are sorting this, you are having this problem and all that stuff. But there are people that are doing the same business as you are, but are conscious of their record, right? And at the end of the day, they can amount to something as their profit. Yeah. Right. So the challenge with most people is that they have no record to show for their expenditures. Yes. Right. So they just garbage in, garbage out. You get? And that's how they can't get to that problem.
So from what you're trying to say is that there should be a record for everything anybody does in buying, selling, and expenses. Because I'm trying to think of it this way. Sometimes a seller in the market might not really put down record of when he took a pure water, when he ate mama put, when he made one simple bought fuel, but those basic things that you need to get your business working. Some people don't take record of it. So you're trying to say for every business to thrive, they need to keep record of every money that leaves the business.
Yeah. This brings me to the second thing I want to talk about now is budgeting.
Okay.
Budgeting plays a key role now because there's a saying that any money that you've not assigned is bound to be useless.
Yeah.
Like if you do not assign a particular percentage of your money to sort this thing out, every other problem might look like a problem for you to solve. When you say that for this my business now, 10% now will go to saving, 20% might go to investing. You can set out 10% to also help the less privileged and sort out most of those family problem or whatever problem and all that stuff, right? When you have set aside all this now, it can now help you to know that every amount that you are spending, you know that if it's 50,000 there, you set aside that this is from this 50,000. If it exceeds this 50,000, I don't have any money to give to you.
Yeah.
You get? So when you understand that, it can now help you now in guiding your record keeping. That you know that from this particular amount of money that I've set aside, this is how much I have spent so far, and this is what is left, right? But if you do not see the need to keep record of your expenditures and your income, there's a human psychology that when as it's coming in, you have that whole anxiety of spending and
have money.
Yes, because you feel that it will always come.
Yes.
Right? You feel that the money will always come. So for that reason, let's spend it. Right? Because after all, tomorrow money will come tomorrow. But at the end of the whole month, at the end of the week, at the end of the day, you have nothing to write home about. Right? Say for example, if you close up business for 1 week or 1 month, you see that nothing comes in again. You have nothing to sustain again. Is that business? That's not business. That's actually a job.
Okay, I think we should. There is a part I would have loved us to start from, even though you are running too fast. Maybe our knowledge is not. We are reaching to expenses already. Okay. I wanted to ask if I conceive an idea of a business today, what are the first things you think I should do? Or I have thought about doing this kind of business. What's the first thing or the first things I should do?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Why I prefer using structural examples because by a profession, I am a civil engineer. Okay. Right. I studied civil engineering in school. Right. So when you want to build a house, when you've ascertained that you want to build a house and you have paid the engineer to start up the house and all that, the first thing that he gets to bring out for you is a building plan. Yeah. It's the building plan that guides him through the whole process of the building construction. And even in the process of building construction of the building, if there are adjustments that needed to be made, they will be made first in the building plan before being executed in real life. So translates now to our business. Before you start a business, when you've conceived an idea, no matter how beautiful and how good that idea is, you need to have a business plan or a business model, right? Because this is a model that will guide you through every step of the way. It consists of, this is the vision of this business. This is what I plan on achieving with this business, right? It also consists of the objective. This is how I plan to go about every single thing. Activities will be carried out, your financial analysis and projections, right? It will carry all these details so that you don't just go into business and you are just going in to do trial and error, right? In this business plan, you also get to study your market analysis, understand your market, your audience, right? Knowing that this is the place that my people are, like the product or services that I'm trying to render.
Yeah.
This is the place that it is most in demand of.
My target audience.
Your target audience. So when you have taking your time to do a research and create your business plan, all you just need to do is to come and execute what's already on paper. And it's very easy. And mind you, if there are adjustments you need to make, it's easier to make those adjustments on your business plan, right? So when you've made your adjustment and you've seen how everything turns out, you now know that, okay, I can now reflect this. So if on your business plan that you were thinking of, okay, doing a podcast maybe once a week or twice a week, you now see that, okay, it's no longer being sustainable. Like you go back to your plan. Review all the things that you've mapped out, and then look for how you can now update it and adjust it and see the effect of the adjustment.
It's not everybody that is educated enough to sit back and write a business plan
Exactly.
and even follow the patterns of writing business plan, market survey, market analysis, target audience. How do we help the not less educated persons? I don't want to say uneducated. The less educated persons in the society when it comes to structuring a business plan on paper, before we can now go to the field to actualize it.
In modern societies, they have centers that are called the business development centers.
Okay.
In modern societies, go abroad, you go to, they have like is a government parastatal, right? But it's unfortunate we have something like that. We have a Smeden, but people do not know about this. People do not know that it's
For the small and medium enterprises
that helps guide you through most of these processes, right? So that's where private organizations like us comes in now, where we can now help guide you through every step of the way. Right? All you just need to do is have a good business idea, and you know that this business idea is a good one and is bound to flourish if you just put in the necessary structure. Now we can now help you create the business plan. Like you talk to us about your business, we model a business plan for you, do the whole financial analysis and market research, right? And advise you where to go, how you should market your business, how you should brand and portray your business, right? Because this will now help you, give you an advantage or an edge over most of those people that tried trial and error.
But you're talking about a good business plan. Okay, man.
Yes, I really want to come here. You see, we have produced some successful business people from this part of the world in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. Some of them, they were not lettered. But these people built empires in business that succeeded today. So how were they able? How were they really able to achieve that? And they are still thriving.
Without the paperwork.
Yes, without paperwork. How,
Okay. So, back then, they practiced the whole system of the apprenticeship. Right? That was the structure that the Igbos used in the foundation of most of their businesses. Right? But when they did that, they were on an average level. I want you to understand this. Their business were on an average level. When they saw that they started making money out of it, any of them, they brought in experts. People who have gone advanced, who has advanced understanding, knowledge in the whole business exploit, because that's how they were able to be explode. Because one thing you understand is that you are as good as what you know. Innocent wouldn't have been able to expand beyond his own understanding. Innocent has to go and reach out to external experts who came into the business. I'm sure you also know that he doesn't have full ownership of his company.
As it seems.
No successful business has 100% ownership of his company.
That is true. But then I want to ask, before Ogema interrupted,
Okay.
How do I spot a good business idea? You said that. You said as long as your idea is a good business idea. How do I know if this idea that I have is a good one?
Okay. I will give you a quote by one of our mentors, Mr. Ogoke. He says, there are no bad business ideas.
Okay.
They are just bad businessmen.
Wow. There are no bad business ideas.
They are just bad businessmen.
Wow.
And they are not even bad businessmen. They are just men who do not have the necessary knowledge to power that idea. How do I mean? Do you know that people have turned billionaires selling sweets and toys?
That's possible.
They are billionaires.
Recently, there is even a Labubu toy that trended.
Yes.
It was a toy.
It was a toy, and they were selling for as high as 250,000.
Yes.
And there are still people selling real estate and are still broke.
That's true.
Real estate is a multi-billion market, and they are still broke. So what it means that now they are not bad business ideas, they are just bad businessmen. Because now you get to see two people now in the same business. You see one flourishing, you see one not flourishing. Why? Probably this one has a better understanding on business, has a better understanding on financial literacy, right? Understand how money works, understand the part of relationship and partnership and collaboration in business, right? And you see the other one that just think that business is all about buying and selling of goods and services.
Yeah.
By right, the one that have the full understanding of business should be flourishing more than the one that think business is about buying and selling. Because trust me, business is way more than buying and selling, right? So when you experience this, you now understand why you are excelling in a business idea that another person is not.
Yeah.
Another reason you will now look at now is for a business to flourish, the person powering that business now needs to be knowledgeable about that particular sector. I get to have a lot of people reach out to me, people that, okay, they've made money through God knows what means,
Yeah.
right? And they want to start up business. And the first question they ask me, like, what do you advise me to start up? What do you advise me to do, right? And I get to tell them that any business you put your hand into can flourish as far as you have the necessary knowledge to power up that business. So the best business that you are meant to get into is the one that you are knowledgeable about. That is the first step. The one that you have a good knowledge about, right? Before you not talk about any other thing, because if you are not knowledgeable about a particular business and you still want to enter that business, then you should not bring people
Who are
that are knowledgeable in that sector that can now partner with you to run that business.
Beyond knowledge and what you know, do you think that passion should be considered when somebody is choosing a particular business?
Yeah, because something that you are passionate about, you strive towards.
Yeah.
You try to know more, you try to do more, right? So when you remove the knowledge, you cannot be passionate about something and you don't strive towards acquiring more, to know more or to do more in that particular thing, right? If you're a musician, you are so passionate about singing, right? You would like to explore the music sector. You would like to go for conference, concerts, like try to network with people and all that, and that whole brings exposure and knowledge.
Okay, let me ask: if you were a parent today, between what your daughter or your child studies in school and what they are passionate about, what would you sponsor them to achieve? What would you sponsor them to do?
It's
passion or knowledge?
It's a very tricky.
I'm a successful medical doctor, but I want to be a musician. Will you give him a loan of $1 billion to go and establish the best hospital in the world, or will you give him the $1 billion to say go and pursue your music as a passion or whatever you want to do?
In fact, let me come in there.
Okay.
To be frank with you, if the passion, is not aligned to his profession, that profession is going to crash no matter the amount of money you invest in that business. So that medical doctor who doesn't have the passion towards medicine, but the passion lies towards music. My brother, anything you can do to help him, find his track along his passion.
Back to what he likes.
Yes. Otherwise, the hospital he's going to set up will fold.
Yeah.
Because he won't be thinking of, I need to give this man operation. I need to give so and so drug.
And lyrics is banging in your head.
Yes. What he's thinking of is how to be like Davido. You know that the way Davido dance, I think I can out-dance him. He begin to practice. That will be taking his time.
Yeah.
So passion in this regard is a very critical factor.
Yeah.
I have this ideology which I intend to pass on to my children.
Okay.
Right. I have this ideology that immediately you are done with secondary school, you have no business going to the university if you've not discovered what you want to use your life and do. Like the whole idea of, I want to enter the university to do what? Like if you have not discovered what you want to use your life and do, like you have not discovered what you
are passionate about. So you shouldn't even bother going to school,
because now education is not yet a scam. The schooling
like
system,
many people are saying.
No, education is not a scam. It's the schooling system that they have created that is a scam.
Yeah.
Because practically what I studied in school, like the same curriculum I studied in school is the same curriculum people 10 years ago studied. And with the look of how everything is going, it seems like the next 10 years after, we still study the same thing. Whereas technology has come to displace a whole lot of things.
Exactly.
right? There's a whole lot of things that you can now replace with as a result of technology, but they are still teaching you with an analog and manual system that was being innovated 10-20 years ago. So for that reason, now I feel that you need to understand what you want to do with your life. Are you passionate about music? Then let's go to music school. Let's deal with it. Like anything you want to do, we have to be very professional. We have to be very smart about it and very strategic.
Don't you think secondary school is even far? An average secondary school student or graduate is about 15-16 years. I think secondary school or graduates from secondary school is even far. They could actually start from 6-7 years. As soon as your child gets to the age of thinking, you should start considering what they like doing, what they are passionate about, and try to align that passion to the knowledge they are going to acquire in education so that they can pursue what they like. What don't you think?
The challenge with that is at that age, 6, 7, 8, the child's brain is still trying to formulate, still trying to understand what life is about. Right? That's why you can see most of them saying they want to be a dancer. They want, not because of they are passionate about it, just that they just saw it somewhere and they liked it and they got the whole impression that it might make sense to them. That doesn't mean that they can do it. You can just see an artist like drawing and you just like, this art is very fine. It's like when I grow up I want to be an artist, right? Or you now say when I want to grow up I want to be like Superman because I saw Superman, because their brain is still at the formulating stage, so they don't understand what's actually feasible from what's not. Right? So that is why it's advised that at least let them experience life. Secondary school has a way of manning you up, especially if you go to the kind of secondary school that I went to a government secondary school. That is government secondary school already. Right? When you interfere with people from different space and all that, you get to mix life and you see how life is all about. So when you are coming out, you now know that, okay, what do I want to come out for myself? What do I want for myself? But the trick with allowing them to leave secondary school and enter university immediately without a plan is that they might be moving with their peers. Like just moving with what, I want to be a medical doctor. Back then, if you are not a doctor, or
a lawyer.
If you're not a lawyer, an engineer, then the university will not help. If you did not get that, the university will help put you into alternative course, right? So they just help filter you into other places and all that. But when you distort that movement, give them the break from their peers, let them actually sit down in isolation to actually understand what they want.
And reconsider what they truly want.
Exactly. At that point, they gain clarity. Right, they gain clarity on what they actually want, and then they can now have a clear focus on pursuing whatever they want.
You know, there is this guy, he's in United States now, Mazi Obenna. You know, before he entered the university, he made a choice that he is going to study Igbo language. And the people even from his village, they were laughing at him. What are you going to achieve with Igbo language? What are you going to gain with it? That kind of thing. But this guy found passion in it because he saw some loopholes in Igbo language. He saw some flaws and shortcomings and felt that he can come in to, you understand, ameliorate the thing. And he went into Igbo language. He was there. While at the university, he wrote books. He wrote books in Igbo language, and eventually the university used the books, adopted it into their curriculum.
While as a student, you were able to write a book that was adopted.
Wow. Was adopted, and he also used the book for exam. All of them took the book, including him. So this guy continued in that field. Today now he is in US in one of the universities in America. He's teaching them African languages, he's teaching them English language and what have you. So that is how he found his passion and he pursued it. So I'm just corroborating what we are talking about so far. But then let me take us back again to the main thing, which is business. My brother, if somebody conceives an idea, somebody comes up an idea in business, this is what I want to do, but then you look left, right, front, and center, you don't have the money, because everything you are talking about here centers on consultation. Consultation. And yes, I agree with you, it is a factor Africa had not really embraced. Consultation. Everybody, you come up with an idea, you move with it. You don't consult people who, even the innocent we mentioned in passing, maybe if time will permit me, I will say something about that. Are you getting the point? Lack of consultation is what is keeping him where he is today. Because if Hyundai that just started yesterday is selling in America, why can't he not export his vehicles to America? Why can't he not export his vehicles to China? I hope he will see this podcast so that he answer this question by himself. Are you getting the point? So when you come up with this business now and you look left, right, and center, there is no money to consult consultants. What are you going to do to raise money?
Okay, so this is one. If this is one of the major challenges that a whole lot of entrepreneurs out there have.
Yeah.
What's their major excuse why their business they don't have money?
Financing.
Finance is the challenge. Wow. But let me first of all say this before I continue: is that no matter what you do, you don't take a loan to start a business. You don't take a loan to start a business. It is not advisable.
Really? I thought a loan is supposed to be...
You take a loan to expand your business.
Wow.
Why is that so now? Because when you are expanding your business, you understand that the demand is lower. I mean, the demand is higher than the supply.
And the dynamics of your business.
Exactly. You already understood the dynamics of your business. So what you now need extra money so that you can increase the supply to meet up with your demand. But when you now take a loan to start a business that you are not even aware of how the market looks like and the response of the market, then you are not expected, at least in the Nigerian banking system now, your loan is around 35 to 36% interest annually, right? So imagine if you take 10 million naira from the bank, now you're expected to pay 13.6 million naira before the year runs out. And that means this 10 million naira you took, you're meant to have made a profit of more than 13 million so you can clear it off and still remain in business. So when you now do that math, you now ask, now what's the possibility of you running a running a business that you can now make out 13 million in profit? Don't forget we distinguish what revenue and profit is. Because if you make that amount in revenue and you now
you've not made it in profit,
and if you pay the bank, that means you're out of business now because you're back to square one. So what you just ended up doing was to make money for the bank. You get? Now, for back to how to raise money, we understand that a lot of business demand capital.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of business demand capital, and depending on the nature of your business, it comes a part of partnership and collaboration.
Okay.
This is one way you can actually raise money. If you understand that you've done your whole calculation, you understand that your business is very viable, right? And you know that this business can really make profits, right? It now comes in looking for who we bring in money, not as a loan, but as a partner. In the whole business. So this person is coming in with his finance. So we are now on the arrangement of, I will give you 20% of this business, or I will give you 30%, I will give you 50% of this business. Right, and you bring in so amount so we can push this business forward, right? And if peradventure something like that happen, I'm sure you're on a good start. That is the first one. The second one that you look at now is most of the youths, right, are so eager to be their own boss. Right, they want to just start up a business because they feel that the business is easier to run. But trust me, business is way more harder than a job. So I usually advise people that it's advisable to have cash flow running, either through being employed or however, just have cash flow running. If you want, it not necessarily come from your business for a start, right? Even if you are employed, at least have something that you can fall back to at the end of the day. Then start up with your business. Use money you make from this place, support your business. Then you can now go full in your business when your money, when at least you see that your business can now make money for itself.
Wow.
Right? So you now know that, okay, this work that's been taking your time for your business, you can now cut it off and now focus fully on your business. So don't be in a hurry to quit your job, right? Or because of you want to start a business. Because one thing that kills business is not even the big, it's eating your profit as much as eating your profit. So imagine when you're making money and you're making money from your business and you now start using it to be eating breakfast, eating lunch, eating dinner and all that stuff, right? You
don't have another way money is coming in to sustain your
like
small
business
expenses
that you are doing that is still you are feeding you and all
your
that.
Transportation, your clothing,
so
your
can
everything.
It grow like that?
Even your offering in church.
Imagine that is a child. Like as you give birth to the child, as you put small food in the child, you're already telling the child to go and carry bucket of water, because
it's impossible.
How will the child go? You end up killing the child.
So your business needs another source of income to sustain your personal expenses.
Exactly. Especially when you know you don't have any other help elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to create that help so that at least the business can grow and now carry you. You understand? So
That's
this is how
wonderful.
we usually advise people, right? Then the other one is that there are especially for service-based business, right? There are ways you can actually turn over and make money. In the Igbo system, it's called Oswaya. You don't necessarily need to own a product or service for you to sell a
You
product
become an
or service.
agent.
You become an agent. You have it in English, they do drop shipping.
Yeah.
Right? Where you can actually, or affiliate marketing, where you can actually market people's products or services, right? And make a profit from it. So all you just need to do is to have an understanding with the seller, then go out and market the product. Have good pictures, videos, and all that. Market the product. Anybody that reach out to you, instead of 1,000, you can say this is 1,500, but I can give you at 1,300 based on your my person and all that stuff. You close the deal, you walk away with your 300, and you're in business.
I guess this is the one that most of our younger women are doing now. They go, they snap some products, they come to their WhatsApp status, they market them. Yeah. But the only problem we have is that business is supposed to be lucrative, but they are turning it into another thing. The home delivery has told to they deliver both themselves and the product.
Definitely, in every system, there's always a good and bad agent in every system, right? So it just what does matter is who you are patronizing.
Yeah. But they are really getting customers, because sometimes you might be looking at the backside and then you are buying a sneakers that is worth 15,000, you buy it for 45,000, simply because the person that is selling it to you might have an aftermath of success. So I think I should be suggesting to ladies, please consider this drop shipping, especially when you are beautiful.
And this is absolutely zero to nothing capital intensive. Like,
of
it
course.
demands you not having your smartphone.
Yeah,
right.
Only.
Having your smartphone, having a good number of contacts that views your status, good number of followers or friends on Facebook or Instagram, and you market shamelessly.
Yeah.
Right. Because the thing is that once you start marketing, people start knowing you for this. You get to see people start reaching out to you. I know that, and you cannot even raise enough money to even go in your own particular business.
That's true.
Right. So you see, the whole idea of saying that capital is the reason why you have not started the business are just excuses and comfort that people create for themselves to not get something doing. So as far as you can actually think, there's a way to actually make money in this society.
Wow, that's right. Please, let's take note of this. It's very, very important for me to revisit what you just said. You don't borrow a loan, or you don't take a loan to start a business. You take a loan to expand your business. So what is Tony Wilson trying to say? If you want to start your business, you can either go with partnerships. In partnerships, you can bring somebody who has the money while you have the knowledge, or who has the money while you have the skills, so that both of you can take the risks together and test the waters. If the business expands and becomes profitable, everybody can benefit, right? And if the business fails, you guys can actually share your losses instead of only you taking all the losses to yourself. Secondly, he mentioned that you can get a job. If you don't have money to start a business, then get a job. When you start working, you start saving. From saving, when you save up, then you invest. And you don't quit your job immediately, right?
No.
You still use your job to sustain your personal expenses. Then when you are sustaining your personal expenses, your business will start growing, because your business is not bearing any cost. Then gradually, when the business grows, you can now leave your job completely. Tony Wilson, you're entering my heart right here.
Really
Thank
you. I want to draw our attention somewhere, let it be, should I use an attack to your position?
Okay.
You understand? A friend of mine told me he frequents South Korea. He goes to South Korea and comes back. So he told me that in South Korea, they have in their vault some billions of dollars as credit, waiting for people to come and assess them to start up business or to expand business. But then people are not coming in South Korea. Do you understand the point? So what I'm saying is that assume somebody goes there and then apply for such facilities to start up a business. How do you correlate it with what you are saying now, that you don't borrow to start up a business? Do you understand the point? Over there, okay, let me say that such system now is imported down here, and the government is making provision for such. and then somebody wants to go and borrow, is it advisable?
Okay. First and foremost, you as a Nigerian cannot travel to South Korea to go and borrow money from their credit line, probably except you're not getting citizenship.
No, what I'm saying is that seeing yourself as a South Korean, assume you're addressing a South Korean.
Now, let me tell you something. Their credit system, most of the times, lasts for a lifetime. Like you get to see people where they say they have their credit account, right, where they can be taking out money and like they just get to be paying it up. Like there's no actually fixed. In the Nigerian system, you have 1 year to pay back 36%. The first time I wanted to look for loan in the bank and I found that, I was like, is this 36% over how many years? Just 1 year.
1 year.
Sometimes they get to tell you 6 months. They will not tell you that
some are even running for 3 months. Some facilities run for 3 months.
They will not tell you that this is how they will spread it for you, like to make it seem comfortable. But you're not saying that a system where they are willing to give you money, right, and their interest rate is not that high.
Yeah.
Very moderate, because they know that they want to encourage things like, because they understand that these are the things that boost the economy of the country.
That is it.
You understand that it's entrepreneurs like you and I that actually raise money, create employment, boost the economy of the country, produce things, right? They understand this, and that is why they make funds available for entrepreneurs. But you now come to our beloved country where the government for the people, by the people, and for the people. Right, where they now tell you that their loans are available for their funds available, and at the end of the day, we hear the amount of how many billion that is made available. But after hearing it there, it ends there.
I don't like talking about this.
So when we now compare Nigerian system with another person's system, you understand our limitations first, right? So when you judge our limitation, you now know whether there are some features that we can actually aspire for. Right, they have the liberty of taking a loan, starting their business, and their business is crediting. They can be servicing the credit line gradually, and nobody is pressuring them. There's nobody displaying their picture that this is a scammer.
I swear.
Like you have 5 days to leave
before anything will happen.
You know what this man does and all that.
Right? Especially the online.
Exactly. Like you don't see things like that because they already have a system to track your movement, so you're not running anywhere.
You made mention of technology earlier when you were talking, and I wanted to ask before we diverted into building businesses and stuff. Okay. How do you see technology shaping businesses, especially for entrepreneurs, shaping businesses in the nearest years, like 5 years thereabout? How do you see technology affecting businesses directly, or even positively or negatively?
Technology has already started affecting businesses. Let me give you the simplest form of technology: social media.
Okay.
Social media has made more millionaires.
Yes.
Than Ogoke market in Enugu.
Than any system that's ever been created in this 21st century. Social media has made it very easy where you can now take your business. You don't need to have a physical shop. You don't need to even have a product. You don't even need to be in business. You don't even need to buy, the whole concept of business, buying and selling of goods and services. Imagine a content creator. What business is he?
Nothing.
What he just does is to come and entertain you, and he makes money.
Sometimes they are not even entertaining you.
Sometimes they just show up and they're making money. And they turn millionaires. Right? So as little as social media, you can see how it has changed the whole ball game of businesses. Like you're not seeing every business wants to leverage on social media towards increasing their publicity and their marketing. Right? So imagine the new one that just came up now, AI. Many people have been so scared of AI. They say that AI will take up people's jobs and all that. Yeah. Right? But imagine when calculator was invented. Right? Where people have been doing the whole manual and habitual, what is that, the other system of calculating, the manual system of calculating things and all that. Then you now bring in calculation and digital calculator, and you're now scared that calculator will take
outshine mathematicians
and render mathematicians useless. Did that happen? No. But what happened was that we had to now master the tool, which is calculator, to help make life and businesses easy for us. Right? So that is the same way that AI, we're also meant to master AI and make AI useful as a tool towards our business. So we now understand that AI is not taking away our business, but AI has come to help improve on our business, help us improve on our business for the better. All we just need to do is to master how to utilize this tool. You understand?
Yeah.
So technology will play a very key role because every business is being affected by technology. Every business, even as much as Babalawo business, they have a lot of native doctors have gone on social media. They have gone online because they see that nobody is coming to the bush again.
I swear.
Right? All the village people, the only customer they get is key this one, this one, put what is this thing on their leg that you match. Like they see that nobody, so they now want to now get those people that are looking to do money ritual. Those ones are not staying in the village. Most of them are staying in town.
Yeah.
So when they now create an online presence, so you can now reach out to them and they can now do. So they now see the need for technology. So if Babalawo can see the need for technology, who are you?
Well, Mr. Tony Wilson, you are doing a great job here, and I really appreciate your presence. You've talked about what people should do when they conceive an idea of a business. You talked about consultation. They should go for consultation, get a business developer like you. I think you guys are in charge of the 2 Keys business.
Yes.
So they should get a business developer. And if you're having challenges with finance, you've talked how people should be able to get finance for their business and what they should not do, which is taking loan to start a business. You've also talked about how to develop businesses, how AI can affect and technology can affect businesses. In fact, this is a wonderful episode for me, and I really appreciate your presence. Thank
you very much.
Is there any other thing you might want to add to what you have said? Or do we follow up the rest of the conversation in the comment section?
Okay, probably we can just follow up the rest in the conversation.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following us thus far. We appreciate your presence and your contributions as always. We can leave the rest of the conversation in the comment section. Let us continue to educate ourselves. This is the Truth of the Matter podcast, and a big shout out to Rushwork Films and Glorec Africa Studios for their continuous production and making this a success. Thank you, Mr. Ma, for being here with me always. See you in the next one.
Thank you very much.